there we are. Yeah, I should probably put this thing so I can see it. What is going on with this eagle? I don't know if I can show the eagle. I'll close the eagle down. Look how cold she is. She's in the snow. Here she is during the day. I'll show you that if I can drag it over. There she is today. Unfortunately, the 2 eggs she's got underneath her is probably not going to hatch. It suddenly got cold, right? And I can't believe birds are trying to have eggs. I have a dove. I don't know if you can see me okay. I'm not going to check because it's going to be a waste of time. Let's get out of this cold. There you go. Should I take off my hat? Because I really don't need the hat, but I kind of wanted to wear something. Let me just go hat-free and jacket-free now that I warmed up a little bit. But the heater is on. It's cold out there at this undisclosed location in California. Okay, what am I showing you? I want to get right on top of it. So, oh, great. I'm showing you my files. Let me get those out of there while they lock up. So this is the video that I did the other day. And the problem is that it cut off at the end, and there were some things I just didn't show. I want to mention that the Sphinx sequence right there, that is, okay, so that's me before. There's me now. Cool, I'm covering myself up. So I can see me, but you can't. My old video. That's kind of cool. Perfect. So, yeah, I had some trouble from that post on Twitter because of, my questioning of things. Sphinx sequence shows that the head of the Sphinx, and here you can see a limestone going up into it. It looks like if it was something else, it was carved into this shape so this cement could be put on top. And the front is the real giveaway, right? But when we look at the back, we can still see the limestone going up underneath it. In the front, later on, they put this material in the shoulder here to support the headdress. And they did it here. Why? Not really quite sure why they did that, really. Honestly, I think it's them covering up evidence. Look at the close-up here. I want to grab it and drag it. I can't because this is from the old video. You can see the limestone really up close. You can see the grains of limestone. So keep that in mind when you look at the other part in the front especially. We'll show you the front. Cement, ancient, probably 2500 BC when Khafre's pyramid was introduced to the public. They also put the Sphinx, and they, as Graham Hancock said, recarved the head. I don't like that word, but we do have to admit that the limestone, which I think you can see a patch here and a little bit up here, and definitely up here on the side behind from a different angle, you can see the limestone peeking through. It's recarved. It used to be something different. Now look, this is a different picture. This is from a few years later. It's corroded even more. That's 1925, and it corroded even more. So we're going to go through this pretty quick. But as you can see, the person named Baraize, B-A-R-A-I-Z-E, filled in underneath this headdress with supports going in. Very weird. A very weird look. They changed it, right? This is what it used to look like. And now I think I zoom in. Let's get in there. There we go. Good for me. This is the oldest color picture of the Sphinx. The oldest color picture of the Sphinx. And when you look at those pictures, which were taken in the 1800s, and this one I'm not sure, but you can see that the limestone here on the neck is still pretty clearly pure limestone. You've got the grain of the limestone. You can see the ripples. Those ripples are basically called beds, right? And down here we have even a lot more beds down below. Or maybe I shouldn't say bed, but these ripples, they show layers, right? And what you see here, what is that? That's kind of different. I kind of can't see, but that must be the limestone. I don't think they were faking anything at the time. Okay, so this guy's standing on the head. You can see the difference in color between the face and the headdress and the limestone beneath it. People say it's a darker limestone brought in 400 feet away. Well, not this. This was all covered in cement. No, I think that we're looking at ancient cement casting. I mean, you see a difference here compared to it. That's not related. This is a picture I opened up with, and what I'm talking about here is that the Sphinx is a vernal equinox marker. The spring equinox, March 21st or 20th, the sun rises and it's 50% light and it's 50% dark. And there's an exact cut in half of the day. And it's funny because there's a relationship with the Great Pyramid. That would be not the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid, I don't believe that's the Great Pyramid. If it is, then the Great Pyramid's a lot closer than the other pyramid, the Mankari Pyramid. See, here striations going across. What caused those? Is that supposed to be actual erosion that created it in limestone? Does that look like limestone to you? Okay, so we know that if this was a vernal equinox marker and monument that commemorated the spring equinox, looking directly east. So directly behind it is the Mankari Pyramid. Now, is that Mankari? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that's the Great Pyramid. So the Great Pyramid also, nope, that's Mankari. So there we go. So the Great Pyramid is probably that little corner right over there. I wonder how clear I am right now. It's showing red, so it probably sucks. That's cool. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I'm not going to do live streams anymore. Now, this was another picture that showed that limestone beneath it. It's a lot clearer than that other one. But wow, look at that line right there. And then you see this crack. So that kind of goes against what I was thinking. But does it? That line is so solid and it looks so flat. But in the front, it's actually diagonal. That was point number 2 in my video. And but here, point number 1 is that that's cement. And you can see the lines of the casting and how they eroded over time. And you can see these lines were some type of a weird cast. It's kind of funny they're at a tilt, though. So that's one thing that I can't explain. And I'm just going through this video because I wanted to get to the new photos, but I just can't look at the difference. And you don't tell me that's limestone. It just doesn't look like limestone. If I'm correct in saying this, also has a lot of stains going up and down, but this is a very old photo from probably 19, depending. The Guardian took this photo. And this picture here doesn't show that line going across. It kind of shows a little right there, but then it kind of gives it contour and does that. I don't really agree with that. I don't believe that's what the artist could have really seen. When you look at this other picture, this drawing, it shows the cement cover on the back of the neck. It shows cement fill in the headdress, but it doesn't talk about the face because the face, I believe, is still ancient Egyptian cement, but they're not willing to admit it. And the sequence right there, if I have to go over it again, it shows every aspect of the Sphinx here. Of course, you can't see everything because part of it's covered, but you still get some samples. They got some samples of limestone. It's still part of member number 1. Member number 1 is finished right there. 2 is up to the shoulder where I mentioned, right? Very interesting. And member number 3 is the head. So even though you do see limestone, I believe that that third member had a recarving done. They show something completely different. Actually, it's kind of funny what they show in that paper. I think he was doing something with a camera, doing some tricks. I also talked about how the blocks taken from the Sphinx, from the bathtub around the Sphinx, that created this amphitheater around the Sphinx, and it was used in the Sphinx temple. So those blocks actually can be checked geologically and figured out from which member they came from. So the yellow ones are basically member number 2. Anything that has a little bit of a reddish tint is member number 3. But what about, sorry, I made a mistake. The yellow is member number 1 still. And then the pink right here is member number 2. But this is kind of a controversial issue. Here you can see I zoomed into it. There was more I think I showed you before from this picture. But member number 3, everything that's above that limestone that goes up into the head is actually, in my opinion, pure cement. But there was limestone going up in there. There's limestone behind that head right there. But let's talk about it. Let's go to the next picture. Here's a picture that I think is important that shows the back of the Sphinx and then the floor of see, you can see it says member 1, member 2, and then it, wait a minute. Now I'm a little confused. I think member 2 is all of this, not the, don't get tricked. Don't say this is member 3. It doesn't say that, does it? No, member number 2 and member number 1, that's all we have here. So member 1 over, see, they should have put this a little higher right there, but they didn't do it. Okay, I'm not even looking at comments right now, so it doesn't matter, but do you see the shape of this? It shows like the face and the neck, but not the cement on the side, but it's implying that member number 3, and it is a 3, it looks like a square, is a separate piece of block. And going back, and I think we're going to get it right now, so we're going to find it. That's an important issue about the Sphinx, and the fact that the Sphinx and the Great Pyramid are both vernal equinox monuments, and the Great Pyramid actually shows the line going right in half. It's a magic trick. During the equinox, the pyramid, the Great Pyramid, not the one right behind the Sphinx, shows that it's not actually 4 sides, it's 8 sides, and the line right in the middle arrives because it's so slight that the sun actually shows it. And it's just amazing if you think about the fact that 43200, that's half of a days of seconds. We can talk more about that later, but what I want to show is this. This is the meat. This is the meat. This is where I want to go check on comments, but I don't want to mess with it. It's already read. I'm just testing this out. Maybe it won't even stream well. It better, though. The upload rate, I think, will do it. If you look at this, this is the bedrock for member number 2. Okay, member number 2 stops at the back of the Sphinx. Everything above it is the head. Well, what do you see here? If you take an average, you see a step here. So that was like flattened maybe, and then step up, and then flattened, and then a little step up. And actually, they're not really showing the buildings here, so you don't really get a real view, but I do believe there's a layer up here. I don't know why it's not showing, but what we see here is that the bedrock matches the back of the Sphinx, but above the head, and what was carved out in front of it went into the temple. See, this is unrealistic right here. I don't know why it's like that, but the head sticks way up. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that shows that. You can go see the GCFI. It's coming up soon. So this is the proposal I made, is that the first member 3 limestone was set down on top of a plain area in front of maybe, and by the way, the pyramids probably didn't exist yet because they were put in later, because this is like the most ancient of, because it was during the Age of Leo. And the Age of Leo, we have numbers for that. I have that right here. I did move it, so of course it's in here now. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, it's right. Sorry. I wanted to show this last time, and that's when everything locked up. So, hold on. I wasn't ready. You got me. Where is it? I think I put it somewhere else because it's not in the folder I'm looking in. Hold on. Okay, so now I got to go back up here, go in here, go down there. All right, there it is. Okay, so this was the, oh, look, there's the eagle again. That's why I don't like Windows 11, because it did that just there. So, and this right here, oh, that's the video. Let's keep that open. So this is my chart that I got from Stellarium. And if you go to Leo, it's 9,000 BC to 11,022. Does it really land right on the 0? You know, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have rounded it to 9,000. Maybe I did, but I doubt it. I can go to the file. But that's 9,000 BC to 11,000. That's right after the Younger Dryas event. Now, if you want to go to the next, it's 36,000. I added the, oh, what did I do? 25, say 26,000 plus 11 is 36,900. I don't know why it says 25 there. I should see 22, but I did this a long time ago. So now you have to take away 2,000. Look at that, 11,022. It's not that big of a difference, is it? I got the numbers directly from Stellarium, I believe. And so that's why I think that this number here was not rounded, but it's basically 2,000. and if you go over here and look at the degrees, total degrees on Leo, not including empty space, it's 38. So divide that, or sorry, multiply that by 72, and you'll, wait, is it 72? Yeah, 72 years, and you'll know how long that is. What is that, 38 times 72? Let's get the calculator really quick, since we do have that in front of us. 38 times 72 is see, that's long. That's like the same as the one we're in right now, Pisces. Pisces is the one we're in right now over here, and that's actually showing 41. Pisces is actually longer. Now, I have to be honest, there was some empty space I put after each one, and if I did this all over again, I would just add the empty space to it. So 41 would become 5, because I believe that people who are looking at the age when it happened would not count the age as started until it actually started. So they would be looking at that empty space saying we're still in Pisces. They're not going to say, well, we're not in Pisces, and we're not in the next one, which was Aquarius. We're not going to see Aquarius until, I mean, for another, well, Pisces is almost 3,000 years. And so we were only 2020, right? 2023. So there you go. And let's keep on getting pictures from this. I want to just go forward. I think I made all my points. There were some interesting points from those cards, but they weren't that important. I talked to ChatGPT, and then I was going to show you the modern day. Let's get to the modern day pics right now, because I really don't want to talk about all that stuff again when it's what stalled me up, and then I had a lockup. So now we're going to move in. We're going to go over to the next one, which is here. And we're going to go to, it's working. I don't like that. Let's close that down. I'm green. Look at that. I'm green. You know what? I do not like Windows. See, I do not like Windows 11 because of that, because of what just happened there. That's what I don't like. All right, let's get in here. I have the 3 folders. What are they called? Sphinx drawings, Sphinx old, and Sphinx new, modern day. Where's that one? Modern day. There, modern day Sphinx. There it is. All right, I got it. And actually, there's just a couple of pictures here, but they're really high res. So this one right here is super high res, and I just want to talk about what they've done to the neck now. See, look at that. It's kind of pixelated. Let's get this out of here. That's done. I'm out. That one's out. Where did it go? Oh, I dragged it. I'm gonna put that one right in the trash because it was so highly pixelated. Let's look at this one right here. Okay, this one is that's bad. I'm gonna throw that in the trash. All right, you caught me. I'm not prepared. All right, that was the same picture, also low res, but what you see is all that cement, that modern day stuff. You know, it's just, look at the face. Let's look at the face right now before I forget. We got, it opened up in a different picture. It must be a PNG or something. I mean, that's the Sphinx's face. Okay, this must be it here then, because that's it. That's where we can zoom in and see that. You can see all those pits. We'll close that again and look at this one. That one's super zoomed in. This is super high res. And that doesn't look anything like that limestone that we saw down there. Is it limestone? Nobody says it's limestone. But they try to imply. Look at the eye. It's all just pitted. It looks like somebody was doing sculpting with cement. And of course, the nose fell off, or it was blown off. So it's gone through a lot of time erosion too. We've got pictures of this. Oh, what's this? Okay, this is the Sphinx, very high res. This is why I wanted this one, is because of the pitting. So is it called pitting? I do call that pitting, but I believe it's more of a bumpy texture. And whoever did that, I think they did the neck as well. And you can see the difference between what we had before. They covered all that up. Why did they cover that up? Why would they do that? Why would they lie? You wouldn't catch that in an Italian museum. They wouldn't pull that crap. So you really need to wonder, what are they covering up and why are they hiding it? Okay, that's all I wanted to show. What else is there to talk about? The eagle? No, I think I'm happy. I think I see the red again. I did want to show this. This is the Sphinx during the equinox. So it doesn't look very well aligned, but I would say the person taking the picture moved over to the left to catch the sun going down. I mean, he shows up. It's like today's the equinox. He's not going to sit there and let the sun disappear. He should have caught the sun right over the head of the Sphinx. And do we have that? Well, yeah, we do. We have that. It's right here. Let me close that loser down and get this one. And that is right over the head of the Sphinx. And in that case, you don't see the pyramid blocking at all. So I would say that the first picture I just showed you is BS. But it popped up as a high res, so I grabbed it. But I say that's BS. Why do I say that's BS? I don't know. Just intuition, that's all. But that looks pretty much on the money, right? The sun is on top of... Okay, now let's be honest about another thing. The head is going to be facing east, but is the whole body facing east? I think we've established it is, because it was a vernal equinox marker. All right, what else can I show you while I'm giving this a try? I think that's a good one too. I think that's really high res. Is that it? So there you go. This is the sun shining right on the face of the Sphinx. So you look at the limestone down there and you say, oh, the quarry 400 feet away. 400 feet away is not really that far geologically, is it? Is going to be that big of a difference in color? Well, you can still see the paint on the headdress. So we know that this has been stained. They may have even mixed the cement to be that color, but I doubt it. But you can see this coloring on the headdress, the difference in this right here. So this is the most recent part, isn't it? Yeah, I believe this is a cast. And that's it. I'm doing a live stream to test it all out. I think I will check the video and see if it's all working later and just close this down. Thank you so much. I'm just making up for lost time here. I'm just checking to see if there's anything else I want to show you. These are all modern day pictures. That's modern day. It says right there 1933. So it's not that modern, is it? You got some kind of stonework right there, but the stones are missing. And it looks like it looks weird though. Very weird. Who knows what they're doing there? I thought that this was more modern day. I thought it was 1990. And the reason why is because it was connected to that paper that I showed that had the sketches. That guy, I can't remember his name yet. I'm going to learn it though, because he did the world. Well, I don't know. It seems like the one picture is trying to cover things up. What's this other one? This is old or new? That's actually, it says 26 on it. 26. So that's, we can't see anything but the back. Yeah, they've definitely filled that in, haven't they? It shows the limestone sticking through the back. Member number 2. Or is that, yeah, that's member number 2. The top of the back is member 2 going down to about here. We don't know on this side because the bricks are still there, right? They're in the way. All right, I don't, you know why? These are weird. This thing, you know, this is the side of the Sphinx. I don't even know who that guy is. I used to think he was Robert Schoch, but he's obviously not Robert Schoch. I guess, oh, is that water? Is that what they're trying to show? Because I didn't really know why they took this picture, but that couldn't be water, could it? That looks like water. Or a stain of water. This one, that's the same. So there's no water there. Is that the same guy? All right, I'll check. I can't help myself. I'll check the Chrome, and we'll see if there's anybody in the chat. How do I get there? Let's listen to some talking heads. All right, where's my content? Oh, yeah, and I didn't monetize it. So I definitely lost money. I'll monetize that right now. Save. And then go to the thing. All right. Monetized. And then we'll see if we have any chats. No chats. And then we'll see if we have any chats. No chats. No. All right. Well, that's okay because this is over. And that's why, okay, I'll give it, oh, I got a thumbs up. I got 2 people watching now. And it's only 23 minutes. So I pretty much established 2 main premises. Number 1 is that's concrete or cement on top of that limestone. It's not really limestone that we see in the front face. And number two is that perhaps even that, and that was what I really wanted to focus on, those last pictures. I'm going to get out of here and pull those pictures open again real quick. This one right here shows it. I didn't talk about it. There it is right there. That line right there. Now, does that mean that it was on a... See, the reason why I never really believed this is because it's at a slant, and the slant is equivalent with the bed. But what if it was the top of the limestone plateau or whatever, and they just set it on top? And so it was at a slant right there, but then they carved it straight up and down, which I believe is what is the truth. That looks straight up and down. Okay, now what I need to do, the last thing I wanted to do is something I forgot, is the Egyptian sculptures. Let me just find. Let me just type it in. Yeah. Okay. So we know that there's a lot of Egyptian sculptures out there that are perfectly symmetrical, right? I hope there's no porn. Okay, there we go. And so when you look at some of these now that's yeah, some of these older ones like this, the faces are so symmetrical, they're so perfect, right? And they even measured, and it's actually so symmetrical. I don't know if these are the ones, but I think you know what I'm talking about. These are the 10 most distinct. Okay, we didn't want to see that. I wanted to see that big one that this one. When you look at these types of works, okay, I guess we're not going to get it big. This is 15th century, so it's not that long ago. Maybe I'm wrong about this one, but these faces are so symmetrical and they're so perfect. But then when we go back and we look at our Sphinx, we don't really see that, do we? We see imperfection, and we see erosion. I mean, I know it was outside. That could be different. You can see those other examples. But the last point I'm trying to make is that this, and also the face doesn't apparently match Khafre's face. So that's another point. But I do believe that we've got ourselves a little inferiority complex with the quality here. The eyes, the nose. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong because it was destroyed, apparently. The person that did that got executed, not Napoleon.